stood out to you most about the second half and just the adjustments you guys were able to make?
Just played a little bit harder. Anytime you play the Miami Heat, you know one thing about them, they're not going to beat themselves. They're going to play hard, and if you don't match their intensity, then they're going to beat you. And I thought in the second half, we matched their intensity. We exceeded it, what we did in the first half, and that helped us result in playing some good basketball and winning the game.
LeBron, it's been a hell of a week here. What was your experience through this past week? And we saw you had LAFT on your shoes the other night. Just kind of what's it been like seeing the city go through this?
Obviously, there's been a lot of emotions. I have a couple of dear friends that lost their homes in the Palisades. And obviously, my heart goes out to all the other families all across not only the Palisades but all across LA County and all the surrounding areas because of the fire and things of that nature. So it's been a lot of emotions. Kind of been off personally. I've been off personally. My family, we've been evacuated since Thursday night, so I've been in a hotel since pretty much when we got back from Dallas. Just figuring it out, but staying strong for one another. Obviously, that's most important. The friends that our friends that lost their home, just being there for them. It's very challenging, especially when you got kids and you lose your home and all their belongings, and my friend got wives and things. That's a lot to just try to even wrap your head around it. So, I am very happy that my family is safe. And my wife and my 3 kids and my mom, she's been here. Everyone's safe. But it's just been off. She's been completely off for obvious reasons. But I guess hopefully things are contained or continue to be contained. And hopefully at some point we can start to push forward and move forward and kind of put it behind us where we can continue, rebuild our city, rebuild this beautiful city and things of that nature. But yeah.
When you were evacuated in 2019, you went to 4 different hotels at 3 a.m. before you found one. This time around, what was your family's experience like?
Well, we had that experience, so we was able to lean on that a little bit. The difference between 19 and today, the one in 19, it was in the middle of the night, so we had to get going right away. We had a little bit more time before we had to evacuate, so we were able to get some things, get some belongings, or whatever the case may be, some things that meant things to us. But our home has definitely have not been touched since the moment we left, and but it's still standing, and we're grateful for that. We hopefully it continues to stand, and just waiting patiently. When we'll be granted to possibly go back to it and be at one again under our home, and to think of that, to know that families have lost their home where they don't even have that privilege is just mind blowing to me because of the fires and things of that nature. So we're grateful, super grateful, but still just like thinking about all the families that had to go through the things that we had to go through over the last, I guess, a week. Mm-hmm. Seems like so much longer than a week, but yeah, a week.
LeBron, at some point, fortunately, if you guys are able to, you'll get back to your home. JJ told us pregame that his family may have arranged to be able to get out of their hotel and get into a home. And that'll be steps to move forward, but it's still going to exist. Like, this is something the city is going to be dealing with for weeks, months, if not years.
Yeah, for sure.
How can you guys as a team do the best job to kind of bunker down and focus on basketball while also be an example for the community?
Yeah, it's definitely our job to know that, we still have a job to do, and we have to focus on our job, but also still being human beings and understanding that what real life is all about too. But I hope that by us going out on the floor and us playing the way we played tonight, not the way we played against San Antonio, but the way we played tonight, and hopefully in the next few months or whatever it is, years until the city is back up, that we as a Lakers franchise and the players that's going to be playing for the Lakers, give a sense of hope and pride and excitement and things of that nature. Sports has always given people an opportunity to kind of just like temporarily forget about whatever they may have been going through, us being such a big part of the LA community, along with a lot of other sports teams, but we know how important the Lakers is to the community. Hopefully we can provide that for a lot of families.
Kind of off that same note of joy and hope, there's this clip of the little girl that saw you tonight going
yeah.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just wondering what it means to you or what you think about the effect you have on kids. Like, you're literally a formative part of their childhood.
Family friends sent me the clip at halftime. Okay. And thank goodness that I actually looked at my phone at halftime, or I wouldn't have even seen the reaction when I waved to her in the first half. I waved to her and then I got back to play. So to have that type of connection with someone where they can have that type of reaction, I think that's what it's all about, you know. And I've always tried to be a role model and someone that kids can look up to me, men, women, whatever the case may be, and try to make them proud and want to, you know, come see me play. Or if they're not able to see me play, hopefully some of the things that I do off the floor continue to inspire them. But that was a super dope moment. I have a little girl myself back home, so I made sure that I went over and chopped it up with her after the game, gave her one of my I Promise bands, took a picture with her. I believe that was her sister as well. I'm not sure, but could be her sister, friend, whatever. Took a picture with them, and I think it'd be something that hopefully she will never forget, and I'm happy to be a part of her life now in that small little moment, but such a bigger moment. So, and hopefully she brags about it in school. I hope so. Yeah, she got the upper hand on all her classmates that might have said some bad things about her in the past. Now, so all right, appreciate it.
Thanks, Brown. As a whole, offensively and defensively, what made the biggest difference in the second half?
Just play harder. I think defensively we were just disruptive. You know, obviously Tyler Hero got away from us, but you know, I think guys took pride in the defensive side of the ball. Austin, Max, especially. You know, Gabe as well, our guards. But, you know, I think we just came out in the second half and just played harder. You know, getting the loose balls, you know, the 50-50 balls we were getting, you know, holding in one shot. And then us, you know, getting stops just, you know, let us get out and run. And they couldn't set up that zone, which is kind of making us a little stagnant. So, you know, in order to combat, you know, the zone that they were playing, you know, you just get stops. And then now they don't have a chance to get into it. So we just was able to get stops in the second half.
Throughout the course of the season, whether it be in good moments or sometimes not so good moments, we often have heard the word connected with this group. When it comes to making that consistent, what's required of you guys?
Just always being together. I mean, no matter if we're up, you know, we're down, we can't be front runners, you know. And when we're up, that's when we're connected. Even when we're down, that's when we have to be the most connected. And I think tonight, you know, even in that second quarter, you know, when they went on their run, you know, we were still able to just be connected. Came into halftime, made adjustments, and just stay together. And you know, was able to go out in the second half and you know, get stops. You know, and just stay on the string. So no matter if we're up or down, we just got to be together and just always believe that we can win the basketball game.
JJ told us that part of his message to you guys in the morning meeting was that leadership can come in a lot of different ways. It's not just being vocal about it. And he needed it from everyone in the locker room. He said tonight you diving on the floor for a loose ball was an example of the type of thing he was saying. How did that message land from your perspective? And was it a message that was kind of needed at this stage of the season?
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously the two main guys being Bron, but, you know, leadership in different ways from everybody. You know, it doesn't always have to be vocal. Like you said, some guys aren't vocal. You know, Bron is probably more vocal than, you know, anybody as far as a leadership standpoint. And, you know, you go out there and, you know, by doing your job, you know, like you said, diving on the floor, you know, if you're a shooter, shoot the ball, make the shots, obviously rebounds, like whatever it is required for you to do for us to get a win, just do it. And, you know, that's how, you know, guys outside of, you know, me and Bron can lead. And them guys also have more than enough right to, you know, say what they have to say as well, you know. It goes back to being connected. So, you know, I think everybody in the locker room, you know, just needed that. You know, the coaching staff, you know, also told us that they can, you know, be better in that department. So we are just, you know, just wanted to show, you know, that we are connected and, you know, anybody can lead.
did you feel like you guys improved in terms of attacking the zone throughout the course of the game?
Obviously, making shots, helps with them getting out of the zone, but just getting to our plays, the proper spacing. And anytime the ball got middle, we was able to make some good reads, whether it's for layups and dunks or kick out threes. So, but I think it wasn't even, when they were in the zone, us coming down. It was us about getting stops where they couldn't even get back in the zone because, it was making us a little stagnant and shooting a shot that we probably didn't want to take. That's what the zone, is used for. So, to combat that, like I said, we were able to get stops and get out and run. Now they can't really get into the zone.
You get in the shower.
I want to talk, so when I get out, I can just get out and go.
Are you done?
I don't want to stop.
I
hope so.
All right.
Thanks, Eddie.
Hey, Austin, I know you're always your own biggest critic, and you talked about the last couple of games not being up to what you're looking for. Tonight, 14 assists, 1 turnover, had an efficient shooting night. Again, I know that's not the point; it's about the win. But was there anything that you felt like you found in that to have a floor game in that way?
No, I just think I played better. I've spoke on it. These past 2 games before this game, I'll take full responsibility. Like I said earlier, I didn't play good. And my job is to, help us win games. So I had to be better. Tonight was, no different. I didn't go in the game with a different, mindset. Just play basketball.
JJ told us about his message at halftime. I just wondered what you took from that. As a team, really more kind of what the team took from that, and if kind of playing.
What was his message?
Essentially, connectivity, and it sounds like I'm sure he used a little bit more choice words than that.
No, he would never. We didn't play a good first half. They were picking us apart. Tyler Hero was doing a really good job getting to his spots. And then when AD would try to contest, he would hit Bam in the row, and then they run like this wheel action. So the guy in the corner's cutting, so it creates a problem for that X-Man. And they just got us in, bad positions. We don't want to give up middle. We gave up middle too many times. Just not a good first half. He come in, challenged us, and felt like we responded in a positive way.
As JJ about the sequence in the third when AD dove for loose ball, led to the LeBron 3, cut it to 1. When asked about that, JJ mentioned how he challenged leadership this morning and said, that kind of play is what leadership looks like. How did that message land this morning when he challenged you guys in that way, challenged the leadership of the team?
Yeah, I went up to the gym yesterday to get some shots up, get some treatment. Seeing JJ ask if I had a minute to talk, and went upstairs. We had a really good conversation, and he basically told me that I needed to be better, and I couldn't agree anymore. I was bad the last 2 games, and then this morning challenged Bron and AD as well, along with everybody else, and to come out here and get a win and perform like we did in the second half means that we care about the right things, and we're able to be coached, and that's not the case all the time in the league. Sometimes you say something wrong to the wrong person, and they get in their feelings, and that easily could have happened, and it didn't, and that's just a testament to the guys that we have in this locker room.
Hey, Austin, I think you're 3rd in the league in assists since Christmas Day. With this more on-ball role, have you found yourself kind of learning guys' tendencies more so you could, get them the ball in the spots, they like and stuff?
No, not really. I just try to pass it to the open person. Probably 3rd in assists and probably high in turnovers too. Tonight was much better. But like I said, I think I said it after I had whatever I had. I think it was 16 or whatever. I do the easy part, just throwing the guys the ball. It's tougher to make shots than pass the ball, so it's give all the credit to them. And then when you got a guy 40 years old running down the floor, you throw it in the air and he goes and dunks it. It's pretty easy.
Austin, just in general, fans kind of gravitate more towards offense, and they only speak about defense often when it's lacking or it's poor. Can you speak about just the challenges that are required to play elite level defense in the NBA and how small that gap is between a mediocre defense and an elite one?
Yeah, it's very tough because there's so many very, very talented players. Tyler Hero and Bam, those are all-stars. Those guys are incredible players that cause a lot of havoc for defenses, and you have 2 to 3 guys like that on every single team. So, like you said, the margin is very small. You have to be really connected as a group, and I feel like through our defensive flaws this year, we kind of lose that connectivity. We're not scrambling as good as we could. We're missing the X outs or mixing box outs. Because when you play good defense and you don't end the possession in a rebound, it's deflating. So I feel like we did a really good job of that in that second half of covering for one another, running around, scrambling. Like you said, AD diving on the floor for loose balls. All that stuff really means a lot.
You mentioned just now how a lot of times in the NBA, coaches aren't able to really challenge players because guys getting their feelings and whatnot. But you mentioned how JJ was able to come to you and kind of tell you need to be better, as well with LeBron and AD. Do you feel like because he was a former player and kind of has that cachet with guys, that allows him to kind of be able to do that? And just can you speak to his relationship with you guys this year, just in navigating those kind of tough conversations?
Yeah, I think, I've only been here, so I haven't seen any, other situations. But I think that there's a level of, genuine relationship that you have to be able to have those conversations. Because at the end of the day, we're all grown men, and you might not be able to agree on everything, but when you have genuine relationships, it doesn't matter if it's what we're doing, y'all in y'all's personal life. Like, when you have that, you can have tough conversations with one another, and you don't just, throw it to the side because the person that's telling you something you care about. So when he come to me and told me that, I had to look myself in the mirror and be like, what can I do to be better? I can't sit here and point the fingers and be like, oh, well, he could have did this, he could have did that. At the end of the day, I can control myself and what I do to help us be successful. And I know that everybody in our locker room is the same way. So I think that, him being able to, do that starts with, the foundation that he laid. And as soon as he got here, being able to, not come in the gym every single day and it just be about basketball. Talk about life. When you have that genuine relationship with one another, you can, like I said, go through conversations that aren't always comfortable. And I think that that's the main thing to have a good group. You have to, go through, those things together and really let all that gel you together. Thank you.
JJ was talking about your connectivity as a group and how important that is, and the kind of the communication. What did you take out of him challenging you guys at halftime, as he told us, and how did you feel like that impacted things, if at all, in the second half?
I think it was just the message we needed, and I think most importantly, it got through to the group, and most importantly, we responded in the way that we needed to, and played more capable to we played more like we're capable of. We were playing a little bit beneath ourselves, giving them too many easy opportunities, so we cleaned some things up.
I asked JJ about a sequence where AD dove on the floor. You guys were already starting to make a run. AD dove on the floor, led to the LeBron 3 that cut to 1 in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. He mentioned that this morning he challenged the leadership from the team. When it's a player like AD making that kind of play, first off, what did the JJ challenging leadership, how did that come off, and I guess what does that play kind of do for you guys when you seen AD make that sort of play?
Yeah, I think there was a number of inspiring plays tonight that led to runs or gave us a little life as they started to make a run. But anytime one of your top 2 players, top 3 players, best player is diving on the floor for a loose ball, that gives everybody a little life. That got the bench a little more excited. That gives us a little more energy, and we fed off all that.
Gabe, you had one of your better nights. You were consistently helping the team, scoring from the bench, had 14 points. But throughout that, there were moments where the team was, struggling and the deficit was growing larger and larger. At what point do you feel like there was a shift and the control kind of felt like it was leaning in your favor?
I think it's just when we buckled in on defense. I think we were able to create easier opportunities for us, whether it was in transition or just secondary offense. But when we're giving up basket after basket, it puts a little too much pressure on us offensively, I think. And, then you can kind of just dig yourself a hole.
Hey, Gabe, since the trade, have you found your role kind of shifting a little, getting more on-ball opportunities and stuff off the bench? And if so, how much more comfortable have you felt because of that?
I haven't really felt it shift much at all, to be honest. I've just been trying to continue to impact this team the best way I can to help us win games.
After a 3-game skid, how important was this win for you guys to kind of get back on track, and especially against a team that's pretty much on par with you record-wise as well?
Huge. We had an extended amount of time off in some ways. It was like 12 days since, I think they mentioned, since we'd won a game, and we only played like 2 games in that time. And that's like college. You play 1 game a week or 2 games a week. So very different for us. Used to playing every other day, and that feeling of winning is everything. It's kind of like a drug. So to get that feeling back was great for us, great for our group.
Yeah, obviously today made some shots, had a really good offensive performance. For you, just as a shooter, after kind of struggling early on a little bit, how do you kind of stay mentally in it, as far as your routine, staying confident? A lot of times the mental battle is a lot more important than, shots going in or out. It's just about, staying confident and staying with your routine. So can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a lot of noise around this game. There's a lot of noise around this organization within this league, but I don't think there's anything I've done more in my life than shoot a basketball. So that's going to be the last thing I lose confidence on. So I put up thousands and thousands of shots over the course of my career, and I know I'm a good shooter. I know I'm capable of shooting the ball. I've made big shots in big games. I've missed shots too. It's how the game goes. But the confidence in self never really wavered.
Thanks, Gabe.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
There was nothing we changed schematically. I implored our team to talk more and play harder. And I thought we did that. There were stretches, don't get me wrong, there were stretches of the first half where we played hard and they made shots and all that. But, we talk about this all the time. The NBA is it's very different than it was 5 years ago. It's much different than it was 10 years ago. The requirement to win a basketball game is enormous against anybody in this league, and it starts with playing hard and being connected and talking. And I thought we did a great job. It's small stuff. Jackson played 14 minutes, his best he's played since he got back from injury, and he was great with his talk. LeBron, AD, AR, those guys led tonight. All 3 of them were very vocal. We showed a really high level of resolve that we've had at times. We can point to games where we get down and teams are making shots, and I thought we created really good looks from the zone when they went to the zone in the second quarter. They didn't go down. We trusted the process, and we made shots in the second half, but it was really our defense that allowed us to get back into the game and ultimately win.
Jovic had that 3 in the corner, and then out of a timeout, I think LeBron scored 7 straight. Had a couple of passes to Rui backdoor. What did you see from him in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, just his comfort level closing a basketball game is obviously very high, and they ended up going man finally. After that first bucket against the zone, they finally got out of the zone and they went man, and we got to his spots. One out of pick and roll, one out of that left post. But again, he scored and it was great, but we got stops, and we were able to take that from 108, 106, all the way up to whatever it ended up being, 9. So the defense was everything tonight.
The loss you guys had in Miami in December, Hero went for 30+. And
I didn't bring it up, Dave.
You got super hot in the third quarter of that game, and then it extended to the start of this game. Just him as a player. Can you speak on the challenge that he presents, and then what was lacking, and how were you able to turn that nozzle off in the second half?
Yeah. First of all, saw a recent press conference from Spo where he described him as a player, and he made a reference. He reminds me of a certain other player. I'm just saying, and we all, we recognize he was talking about Steph. And I told our team, and Bo told our team in the scout at the pregame meeting, you got to treat this guy like Steph Curry. That's how he's playing right now. Yeah, he's playing at such a high level. And the threes and the volume and the efficiency has just completely changed him as a player, and he's become just a real offensive weapon. And that first half, he hit 2 threes in transition. So, we didn't do a great job on one of them of getting matched up, and he's got 4-point line range and bangs one there. He made some shots in the second half. There was a step-back 3 from the left slot off a baseline out of bounds. He curled around and hit it tough, too. He made contested shots in the second half. But, I think our physicality, there was a few plays where off ball we just got into him and denied him on a top block. And, just not having him then involved in the play helps our defense.
JJ, there was a sequence. You guys were already making your run at this point, but there was a sequence where.
And to be clear, because I know how this works, okay, Steph Curry to me is clearly one of the greatest players of all time. I'm not saying Tyler Hero is Steph Curry. What I'm saying is Tyler Hero plays a lot like a young Steph Curry. Okay.
So Tyler Hero's not on your Mount Rushmore.
No.
Okay. Just to be clear.
Maybe one day. I don't know. Okay. He's a young player.
To go to one of your own players, there was a sequence where you talk about playing hard. 80 dove for the ball, led to that sequence where Rui drives, kicks to LeBron 3, cuts to 1. How much, easier does it become for everyone else to play with that energy when it's your best player making that sort of play, those hustle plays?
Yeah, it was awesome.
So you said something to AD afterwards.
Yeah, no, I just told him it was a big time play. What I told the team today, I'll share this with you guys because I'm pretty honest with you, and I've never shared anything with you that I haven't already shared with the team. So I don't use these opportunities to talk about my players unless I've already said something to them, good or bad. I challenged the team across the board today in our meeting about leadership. And leadership, people think about talking, obviously being vocal, talking in huddles, whatever it may be. That certainly is a form of leadership. But leadership takes many forms, and I think talk is a requirement of the job as a basketball player. Talk is a requirement of the job. But leadership can be playing hard defensively. Leadership can be taking a charge. Leadership can be taking care of the basketball. It's all about leadership and ownership for what you are supposed to do. That's your job. That's leadership to me. And that's a great example to me of leadership from AD, is being the first to the floor in a tight game. It's a momentum swinging play for us. So I wanted to give him some love when he did it. Don't always say stuff to guys. I'm not always positive, I try to be, but not always.
JJ, obviously your team responded to I think the word you used was you implored them. I'm sure it was polite at halftime.
Measured.
But you just said you did it pregame today at meetings and stuff, and the first half went the way the first half went. I guess, is that just the thing that this team is just like, is that the drilling point for you with them, is like as often as possible stay together? I mean, that was what Max said to us at shoot around today, is like, if we're connected
yeah, connected.
We're good, we're connected, we're communicating, we're good. If we're not, we're not
connected. There's power with the group, and there's power in being connected, and there's a lot of things that go wrong in every single basketball game, and you have to stay connected. And I thought we did a fantastic job of that tonight. And our coaching staff, all of them. They did a great job. But it was our players tonight. Like, I got to give them credit. They stayed the course. They stayed connected. They showed resolve. It was them tonight.
JJ, you've talked a lot throughout the season about the possession battle. Tonight, you guys take 17 more shots than them. You forced 20 turnovers. I think at one point in the second half, they had made like 2 more shots than they had turnovers. What did you see in terms of just the rotations, the playing in passing lanes, and just the way you guys were able? They had a lot of like corner turnovers.
Yeah, I thought our activity level actually picked up at points in the second quarter. Really, it was easy to score for them in the first quarter. There were points in the second quarter where we showed them at halftime where it looked like our defense. Rui had a great shift to a close. He got a deflection, led to a fast break opportunity, and because we have a couple guys that can sort of get into the basketball, the forcing of turnovers for us is relying on group activity and rotations. And in the second half, we were great at that. On the other side of the basketball, we took care of it. We've had a number of high turnover games. Some of that, of course, I think was them playing predominantly zone after that first quarter. And like I said earlier, we continued to create good looks and good offense out of that. We were very patient. We executed well. Whether it was out of a timeout or it was just running our basic zone offense, which we have 2 options out of that. We just stayed with that and we got good looks. And that, to me, a lot of that is where that discrepancy comes from. And, they didn't. I don't know whether they ended up shooting 50. They didn't miss a lot of shots. They turned the ball over, and because they didn't miss a lot, there weren't a lot of offensive rebound opportunities, but we were able to control the glass when they did.